I would like to thank Sherman Marshall for sending me this story that is coming out of Indiana, where you have this individual by the name of Levi Stewart, who is 17 years old, raped multiple school mates. And his reasoning behind it is as trifling as the act itself. So according to him, one of the girls, or maybe multiple of the girls that he raped, the reason why he did it, and these are his words, is so he could loosen them up. Those were his words. Now you already know what I'm going to say. Where is Me Too and Time's Up? I know they're not going to answer my call. I've been constantly calling on them to say something about these degenerates, but they're not going to say anything because he's a white male and he's not famous. So let's just get into the story coming from people.com. It says 2 felony counts of rape have been filed in Indiana against a 17-year-old high school student who has been accused of sexual misconduct by at least 4 female schoolmates. People obtain a probable cause affidavit against Levi Stewart, who has been charged as an adult and faces up to 32 years in prison if convicted. The Plainfield teen was released from custody on September 10th on a $5,000 bond. First off, his bond was way too low, and that means at 10% he only had to pay $500. He will be asked to enter pleas to the charges at his next court hearing scheduled for November 14th. Authorities accuse Stewart of threatening, intimidating, and harassing young female students in his classes to engage in sexual activity with him. According to the affidavit, Stewart allegedly coerced 2 17-year-old girls into performing sex acts on him. He was arrested on September 6th on the rape charges. Police interviewed the 2 other girls, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, who said Stewart forced them into engaging in sexual activity in a public park in Plainfield. The allegations against Stewart span a period of 18 months. The affidavit alleges investigators were contacted by school officials in late August after female students had come forward to accuse Stewart of harassing and touching them following an August 17th football game at Plainfield High School. It wasn't clear from the affidavit whether the girls who initially accused Stewart are among the 4 identified as accusers in the affidavit. One of the 4 accusers in the affidavit told police Stewart used physical force with her when she refused his sexual demands, allegedly hitting her arm or slapping her. Another time he was rejected, Stewart allegedly grabbed the girl by the neck and screamed at her. Another accuser described how Stewart would allegedly forcibly kiss her while unbuttoning her pants. The affidavit further alleges Stewart forced that accuser to perform oral sex on him by grabbing her by the back of the head and pushing her face towards his crotch. "Do it," he demanded, according to the affidavit. "You're already down there." The affidavit details allegations of how another accuser once was forcibly molested by Stewart when she asked him to stop. He allegedly told her to just loosen up, the affidavit states. A Plainfield spokeswoman provided the Indianapolis Star with a statement on arrest stating administrators cooperated fully with law enforcement authorities throughout their investigation. The statement adds, "It is our obligation and responsibility to protect the privacy of the students, and we do not anticipate making further comment on this matter." Neither Stewart nor his attorney were available for comment Thursday. This man has a lot of stuff against him. And that's just involving just a small handful of girls. Imagine what it would have been like had he still continued going. Now, this right here is your violent sexual predator. This is a person that is well deserving of registering as a sex offender, but I would not be surprised if they let him walk or if they give him a little bit of time. Remember, Brock Turner was actually guilty of what he did, and he was supposed to have, I think, 6 years in prison, but they only gave him 3 months. They didn't allow, like I said a few videos ago, they didn't allow him to expunge his record. So him having those charges on his record stick for the rest of his life, making it probably damn hard for him to get a job. The same needs to happen in this case, but you know how fickle this so-called justice system is, especially when it comes to the coddling of white males, especially young white males who are still in their teens or barely out of their teens. And he looks like something straight out of The Omen. Like, you can just look at him and tell he probably has 3 6s in a circle in his head somewhere. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments about the story. Like, share, subscribe. The link to the article, PayPal, email, and Patreon will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.